And mics are live, and we are live. It's Ultra Podcast Z, episode 137. It's funny because every so often I think about, like, can you believe how long it's been going on? I know I say that like a million times since we crossed 100, but still blows my mind. You sound like like the old sitcoms you watch, like Married with Children or something like that, when like someone says something like quasi-sexual, and they're all like, it's like yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like you don't know how to please your wife, and it's like, ooh, you know, 'cause it's always some variation on that. That was so, like, what's the word I'm looking for? That was so such a boring way for me to say it. Like, you do not know how to please your wife. Anyways, guys, we got a show for you with E3 nonsense. I need to put that we're still alive, so give me a second while I get everything together. As always, I'm Manuel, the leader of HEAR J Connections, and as always, I'm joined here by Nyaru. Go introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nyaru. I'm sleepy. I'm gonna doodle, and you're gonna still enjoy my presence either way. And I promise I'll actually stick around today. I want to apologize for last week. I didn't expect that Kunio-kun thing to happen during the stream. I don't think no one expected it.
Yeah.
And I actually, like, I'm gonna be real with you. I got out of stream, and I actually went to go cry. I sat in my bed and I just cried for like 15, 20 minutes. So yeah. Sorry! But I'm here now. I'm okay. I've accepted my fate, and yes.
It's funny. Oh, who was that?
My dog barked.
I know. What's your dog barking for? Like,
I'll be right back. Why are you barking?
You ask and I respond and get no response back. Wait, what? What did I ask? I asked if, okay, Wes, I did ask if you were going to be on UPC, and he said, what are you talking about? I said E3, and then he never said anything back. So you never said anything back. I did not say anything back. Sorry, I can't see the stream because, there it goes. Okay, it finally loaded for me. For some reason, it wasn't loading for me, like, on my desktop.
With the beanbag.
And that requires him barking at something?
Yes. Well, he okay, so what he does is he does like a little digging motion into the beanbag, because, you know, it's a beanbag and he thinks it's like dirt or whatever. And then when he notices he can't dig, he just barks at it like, why aren't you digging like the dirt? And he gets upset.
Wait, did he open the beanbag?
No,
Oh, he's just like pushing into it. He's just pushing into it.
Yeah, he's like digging and pushing into it.
Okay. It's funny because there used to be this, the convention's still there. There's a convention called ALA, and I don't think you've ever, actually, you've definitely been to it. What am I saying? You've never been to it. You went to it?
Yeah, I've been to it like a couple times.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think you went the last time. Well, you went 2019, for sure. Because I remember that was the year we tried to take a group picture, and no joke.
And everyone bailed.
No, yeah. First of all, everyone bailed. Then when we finally got it, it was like only like 6 of us. But, the person we had the pictures I took as a test were fine, but then we had a friend of somebody in the picture take the pictures for us, and I guess it's like that meme where they didn't know how to use the camera, and I'm like, why didn't they say anything? Because I could have sworn, well, I didn't hear the camera make noises or anything like that, but they were pressing buttons, and then like, okay, and then like, okay, let's go, and then we all like disbanded, and then foolish Manuel
and nothing happened.
Yeah, there were no pictures. I was upset. I'm gonna tag a bunch of people in this post just to be an asshole. I'll tag Nestor, and I'll tag, actually that's all I'll tag. Yeah, so, oh, like I was saying, so ALA. Now it's kind of a big con. Next year, first of all, it's the next con I'm gonna do, I think, at all, like in the world, until next year in January. But now it's moving to Long Beach, and this past few years it was in Ontario. That's where Nyaru went. But in its early days, it was at the LAX Marriott. Hey, what's up, Mary Love? This convention called ALA. Anyways, when it was at the LAX Marriott, it was a lot more of a small, low-key convention, and they were a lot more about the community. Not to say they're not anymore, but it's hard when you got like 3 times the attendees. But it used to always have beanbags everywhere. So the whole reason I brought that up is that they used to have beanbag chairs, like piles of them everywhere, and you would just grab one and like sit in the hallway and be a fucking fire hazard. It was the best thing ever. It's like, excuse me while I block the flow of traffic and sit, like, you know, where the hotel keeps telling us not to sit, you know. Gotta love it. No, you gotta love it, because like technically, like they shouldn't be allowing these things. And they used to also have benches that they would get artists to paint, like
oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and they still kind of did that in Ontario, but the last 2 years I think they didn't do that anymore. And they also take not commissions, that's the wrong word, but they used to take like cosplay photographers, send in your photos from the past years, and we'll pick some of them. And what they would do was they would pick some of the pictures and they would print them out.
Yeah, I actually like that. I submitted some of my pictures and they never chose them.
Exactly.
I think it's because I wasn't local, because I noticed they tend to go with like local people. So
yeah, so I always they still try their best, but it's a little different than it used to be back in the early days. I missed those days. But yeah, block the road like Snorlax. Like I don't hear that poker flute. I'm just gonna keep laying here. Anyways, what always bothered me, this is mildly out. It's actually not a topic, because we're gonna talk about E3 today. By the way, it's the topic of today's episode is E3. But it always bothers me.
Video games, guys. Am I right?
It always bothers me in Pokemon. Anything in Pokemon that blocks your path is never that hard to get around. Why don't you just climb on the Snorlax? And like, I told it to someone on a previous podcast. Believe it or not, I've brought this up several times. And they're like, "But you'll wake it up." And I'm like, even better. That's the whole point. It's like, what the fuck do you mean I'll wake it up? Be careful. It's like, no, get the fuck off the road, or just run it over.
Just run it over, as if that's simple, Manuel.
I mean, like, you know that truck that's covering Mew or whatever, and the fucking, you know, like Mew's under the truck? Just get in that truck and smash it into Snorlax. You might lose the truck as well, but you might move Snorlax out the way, and there you go. And besides, would it kill you to go off-road a little? He didn't fall asleep between like a mountain pass. It's like, just go around the freaking Pokemon. Anyways.
Manuel, Snorlaxes are an endangered species. There's only like 3 of them in Kanto.
I know, Snorlaxes are an endangered species.
Not if you breed them.
They can't hear me right now, so I'm a ghost.
I know, it's like we're responding to the ghost guys. But did you see that really what's what we're looking for? It's a cute meme. It's a very wholesome meme. Wholesome was what we're looking for, by the way. Where it's all like there was some, I don't know if it's true or not, just some like Reddit bullshit, but some kid apparently was playing the original Pokemon, and he learned that, like, because in the Pokedex it says that Lapras are like almost are an endangered species. So he would actually, it couldn't have been the first game, it would have been Gold or Silver, but he kept breeding Laprases and setting them free so that they would, like, you know, repopulate or whatever. And I think like Nintendo acknowledged it at some point. Like, I don't like they weren't like we upped the Lapras rate, but they somehow did. I forgot what the thing was, because that's how it got brought up. DC officially announced that Batman can go. Oh, I saw that. Wait, that they can? Oh, that they can. I saw that meme earlier that apparently Batman doesn't go down on Catwoman or whatever. I feel like it's an FAP podcast thing, but yeah, go down on people, guys. Speaking of going down on people, Nyaru. Oh, wait.
Huh?
Wait. Why did they say it like that?
What?
I saw your tweet a minute ago before we went live.
What tweet? I tweet too many things.
Don't act innocent.
No, what are you actually referring to? Like, I tweet so many things.
That is
like,
true.
you
That
have
is
to tell
true.
me.
So before we went live, and it's so funny because I guess JD and I were talking before we went live, and we were going over the outline, and all of a sudden I stopped, and I'm like, whoa, what? I'm like, oh, I'm like, he's like, what happened? Like, oh, somebody must have made a tweet. Like, oh wait, Nyaru made that tweet, and it was a tweet about, like, you doing that meme. What's the meme? Let me actually look up the meme exactly. You know what I'm talking about, Nyaru? It's
no,
like,
I don't.
I know, like, Nyaru
I tweet so many
meme.
things.
I know, like, me saying you tweeted a meme doesn't narrow it down at all. It's like first date after you get to know her, and then first date after.
Oh, that one.
It's like titties out.
I found the thing in Sun and Moon. It says that Lapras are no longer endangered.
There you go. Yeah, so Nintendo acknowledged it. That sorry, JD got back to us. Apparently in Sun and Moon, Nintendo acknowledged that whole thing because now Lapras are no longer endangered. And apparently, I guess that kid like saved Lapras. So if somebody could do that for Snorlax, but then they'll just block roads everywhere. And then I'll fucking kill more Snorlaxes. Anyways, yeah. So if anyone wants to see Nyaru with like titties out, just go to just go to her Twitter, Nyaru with 3 U's.
Let's go.
You didn't even yaw by that. I know it's not technically not like, you know, fan art, but still, you didn't even yaw by that tweet.
Nah, didn't feel like it.
Anyways, sorry. Just does anyone do Nyabai anymore?
Sometimes.
Oh shit! Sorry, I'm going over your tweets, and I just on this day 3 years ago, BNK48 released their first documentary, "Girls Don't Cry."
Yeah, can you believe that was 3 years ago? Holy shit, dude! 3 years ago, the director noticed me.
I know. No, okay, guys. Here's a bit of here's a bit of podcast lore. So way back in the day, I think it was Nyaru has actually written articles for HEAR, believe it or not. She wrote a review for Girls Don't Cry. And like I read,
it was fantastic.
Yeah, she loved it. Wrote a review, and I was like, "Oh, I need to watch this." And I was like, so I watched it, and it's fucking amazing. It's a documentary about the formation of BNK48, who's the
well, the first few months of BNK48 and like their formation,
and up to like the first Senbatsu or whatever like that, or the second Senbatsu. I don't remember. Anyways, it
was a third single actually.
Oh, sorry. But anyways, they're the Thai sister group from Bangkok. There's like 3 Thai ones now, but they were the first one. And the director noticed your tweet about because I posted the review, then you retweeted the review, and the director noticed your tweet. And which is funny because I don't think they were using any particular hashtags. I guess he was just looking up like Girls Don't Cry or BNK48 in general. And we did a podcast earlier. Oh no. That week we had decided we're gonna do a podcast, I think, on BNK48 or about the documentary. And
I learned Thai for that podcast.
You remember that one?
Yep, I do. That was like 1 year anniversary almost soon.
Yeah, he showed up. Well, he showed up too, but he retweeted it that we were live, and we had the most active, open like chat we've ever had in like UPZ history. Don't get me wrong, we have had like other moments in the past we've had a ton of viewers on, but I think we were like, and I'm sure Nyaru knows this, like all hell and her, like, you know, VTuber thing, but we had like 40 some odd viewers, like on the average, like that was our norm, and then people were just throwing things and like correcting us, not correcting us, it sounds like negative, but we're giving us information on things that we didn't know or things like, or additional information. It was great, it was fucking amazing, and I got to get some of my Thai jokes out, because like, I have some Thai friends who like to make fun of like poke fun at like how long some Thai names are, like personal names, but like city names. Like I think Bangkok is literally the world's longest name for a city, because it's like Bangkok is what we call it, but that's not what the Thai people call it. Yeah, it's like Krung Thep.
Yeah, that's how it's Thai.
And then it's like Krung Thep and all this other stuff. It's like the city beyond, and it's like in English, it's like the city above the whatever with the temple, and it's like this long name. Anyways, E3 guys.
That was the thing.
That was
video
the thing.
games. Am I right, guys?
Am I right, guys? Let's move
video
on to
games.
I'm gonna put it to E3 and never change it in the thingy. I might actually just start using JD's versions of the recordings all the time, because I edited a lot of. There was I forget which podcast it was. There was one where I just edited out my corner of the. Not my corner, but like the topic corner, and I put in JD's corner because this is more like active and more interesting to look at. I should just do that all the time. I don't know why I just thought about that I did it once, but I just thought about doing that forever. E3 news. Anyways, I should do that forever and never have to look at the screen again. E3 happened, Nyaru. I've been keeping up with
video games.
Do you play video games?
I do, actually, and I gotta say, as an avid video game player and someone who has watched E3, ever since I was a child, actually. Because so background, I talked about this actually during a couple streams this past week, but I look forward to E3 every year because it's a family tradition to sit around in my family's living room, put on the streams, watch all the big announcements while we all have like a big dinner together. Every night for like every single night at E3 we would do that, or whenever there's like a big conference.
Wait, who's
and I'm sad I didn't get to do that with my family. I didn't get to do that with my family this year. I'm kind of sad about that, but as someone who's been watching all the E3 since they were a child, I am disappointed.
Oh my god!
So disappointed in like the. Well, I want to say like so disappointed to the point where I'm never gonna play a video game ever again. No, it's just like it felt so lackluster, and my last hope was with Nintendo, and even Nintendo, I was like a majority of the stuff was already announced.
Okay, you're one of those because it's funny because I was kind of like I was making this joke before I even watched it to my roommate. I'm like, okay, they're actually. I say my roommate like as if they're here because I'm actually home alone right now. But my roommate, I did it through a text. Anyways, what the fuck was I saying? So, I remember watching a couple E3 presentations ago, watching it live, but I wasn't in town, so I had to like watch the live stream. Like, you know, I've been doing it for a while anyway. I've been to E3 a couple times. Fun fact. Ada J's been to E3, and the only reason we stopped going, well, first of all, like obviously COVID and whatnot. But the reasons why, one of the bigger reasons we stopped going, like in 2017, because nobody wanted to go. Because it's like, for those who don't know, E3 is like not like an anime convention. It's meant to be an industry thing, and partly due to that, there's other reasons too. But partly due to that, it happens during the week. So I guess some people find it hard to like take a Monday through Thursday off or something like that, or whatever the days.
Yeah.
Which I kind of did too, which is kind of the reason, which is half the reason I stopped going too. Half the reason, but whatever. What are the reasons? Those are the reasons. You want to start going, you have to take off weekdays, and nobody likes taking off weekdays. Anyways,
E3.
I'll take off weekdays.
Video games.
Huh?
I'll take off weekdays. They can hear me right now, so don't worry.
JD will take off weekdays so he can show up. Anyways, also, who the heck is... Sorry, I lost my thought while I was saying... So I would watch past E3s, and no matter what Nintendo showed, I remember Nintendo, like, I saw when they revealed 3 houses. I saw Fire Emblem 3 houses. I saw when they revealed other huge things. It doesn't matter what the fuck Nintendo shows. People are so hard on Nintendo. Like,
yeah, because they labeled themselves as, like, this big giant of the gaming industry, and then they come up with, like, lackluster stuff a lot of the times. So,
I am laughing because JD put the title of, the name of Bangkok, and that's Bangkok, by the way. All that's Bangkok. Krungtep. Tep? But anyways, that's Bangkok.
Krungtep, Hong Kong, I can't do that.
Those first 2 words,
This reminds me of the AKB single that's like 1,000
oh my god
kanji long.
Okay, that fucking song like breaks my files. Like I have to have that in its own files. Like it breaks my music file system. Like, cause I'm a boomer, I don't stream my music. First of all, I don't think that song's even streamable. But I don't stream my music, and
it is streamable.
That song broke my file folder system because it's too long. Especially the title track, because the single's called that too. The title track, I think I had to delete it. Eventually it was on an album, so it was fine. But yeah, I can't put that single on my computer because it's too long. Anyways. But no, everyone's so hard on Nintendo, but like fucking Sony and Microsoft don't really do anything. Why do you guys?
Oh no, I'm just saying. No, I'm not giving them the pass either. Like, but the best of an Xbox One, like that was even when I was a kid, that was the most boring one to watch. But somehow my dad still wanted to watch it, and I still sat there with my parents and watched and still like supported them.
Is your dad like Shigeru Miyamoto? Like, why are you guys watching E3 like as a family?
Because it's fun. I'm sorry you don't have family that you do that with. You don't need to judge mine though.
I know it does sound nice. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to rag on it like you guys are stupid for doing that. It just seems like a funny thing to do. Like it's Thanksgiving. You guys bring out the turkey. You guys roll out your one TV your house has. It's like this black and white thing. 20-inch TV, you roll it out, this little rollers, and it's like this 1950s sitcom where all of you are watching like E3 at the dinner table. I'm like, what is this scene that you're painting? You've never...
Okay, Manuel, to follow up on something you said. Sorry.
Yeah, go
They
ahead.
can hear me, don't worry. Sony had no presentation this year. They completely skipped it again.
Oh,
But somehow
you're right.
they still had a better showing than Capcom and Namco Bandai.
You're right, they did skip it. They've actually skipped it for a couple of years, but yeah, you're right. It was funny because I was talking to Wesley about it. I'm like, wait, what about Sony's presentation? And I forgot that they skipped it, but yeah. But Nintendo gets such a hard time. Let's cover Nintendo first, because Nintendo, I think, and we'll start with the biggest.
Nintendo was the most recent, anyways. So.
Yeah, and it happened this morning, and I actually watched that one. Well,
I watched
okay,
it too.
To be fair, I said that this morning. I actually watched that one, but the past couple hours, I actually watched a couple of the others, and I watched a couple highlights. So I have an idea what's in a bunch of the others anyway already. Like I watched Squares again because I really had to watch Squares. But let's start with Nintendo. Now, I don't think JD has this listed. Yeah, it's not. Oh, actually, it is right there. I can't fucking read. I started watching it, like, I guess, a few minutes late, and I thought I didn't miss anything until I saw a reaction, and I see it here in the notes right here, that Mario Party Superstars is coming out. And
yes.
That blows my mind for a lot of reasons. I love Mario
Okay,
Party.
you want to know what blows my mind even more? WarioWare.
Okay, I never thought, and I even remember people have like, you know, like all the Nintendo. I watch a lot of Nintendo YouTubers. Not gonna lie, it's only really video game YouTubers I watch, and a lot of them are always like, "Oh, the franchise Nintendo doesn't touch anymore," and of course talk about Mother, like in the Earthbound series, but then they also bring up WarioWare, which hasn't gotten a new game since like, I don't even know when, like on the DS. I know it had like something on the 3DS, but I think that was a compilation. But yeah, like it didn't have anything new since like the DS, and so that kind of did surprise. Actually, I'm sorry, that was a Wii U game. Nobody talks about that, but yeah.
Game and Wario.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm like, what the hell? It's like there hasn't been a WarioWare Inc. game in a while. It is now the time. Nyaru, are you gonna play that game?
Yes.
Now it's funny because
Of course I am.
before we went live, Nyaru was like, "I hope it's online. I hope it's online." And
Yes.
like I
But
was,
it's not going to be because they hate me.
yeah, it's okay. Like they didn't announce this one or the other. So for all I know, they're gonna pull some shit out of their hat. Like it's online. Oh yeah, Advance Wars. We'll get to Advance Wars. Don't worry, because I have a lot to say about Advance Wars, and not for the reasons you think. But WarioWare. We were talking about this, like, if it goes online, Nintendo servers are already kind of notoriously bad. Imagine a bad Nintendo server on a fucking 6-second, what's a second? A 6-second micro game. It's like, if there's lag, you'll just never catch up. It's like, oh, I guess I missed that game. I don't know.
Guess I missed your mom.
Oh. I was replaying the first WarioWare game like last year sometime during the start of the pandemic. I was playing it on because I had gotten a Raspberry Pi that I like souped up to have all these games on there around that time, and I was playing it again, and I forgot how like ridiculous some of the games are. Like it's like pick the nose, and it's like the fingers doing this.
Pick the
You
nose.
press A so it picks your nose, and then like there's some, I don't know if it was that, there were some other ones that are just they really throw you for a loop. But I will admit the problem is with any WarioWare game, and I hope that the Switch one has a billion games, or has some way to change them up. I guess multiplayer will do that, but like I think the first WarioWare game for the Game Boy Advance, by the way, only had like 100 or 300 games. Like I know that's a huge jump.
They said, oh no, wait, I'm thinking of the party. Wait,
Oh.
we're talking about party or WarioWare?
WarioWare still.
Okay.
Because WarioWare, like, I played that game for a while. I think that first one even had like a story mode, kinda. But once you were done, it's like, okay, I've seen all the games. And not to say like it still doesn't surprise you, but half the fun is like the game. Oh shit! I pulled that way too high. Half the fun is starting the mini game, and you don't know what you're doing. It's like catch the pole, and it drops the pole, and like what? And you already missed it before you realize what happened. But like that really happens twice. So I hope the Switch game either changes it up or has a crap ton of games. But how are you not as excited for Mario? Or I don't know. Did you ever play Mario Party?
No,
the
I'm
old
excited.
games?
Yes, I did, but it's just like WarioWare. Come on.
I actually have my. Is this it? Yeah, this is my Super Mario Party, the one for the Switch, And they just updated this like 2 months ago with online play, and
Guess we know why now.
yeah, and I guess they were probably doing it just to like test how online would work.
See, that's what I was telling. I did a co-watch along with my friend Webb this morning from Peachy Parade, and and she was like, "Why did they just update the old one? They just update the old one." And I told her, well, maybe they're using. I think they were probably using the old Mario Party game to test out, like, not only interest for the Mario Party series again, but also the online play.
No, I'm glad you brought that up too, because that really bothered me. Also, I'm like, what? Like, I wasn't the only one thinking this. A lot of like YouTubers I watch is like, maybe because Nintendo had this habit on the Switch. They still kind of do it now, but like when the Switch first launched, those first couple years, they would release a game that was clearly not finished, and then they would keep adding things to it. A good example that everyone might know now is like Animal Crossing, and even that I still feels not finished. But like even better examples would be like ARMS, that has like almost twice as content added after the fact for free. It's not like it's not DLC; they just keep adding to it. And then there's like Mario Tennis. There's a few other ones that Super Mario Maker 2 and so on that keep getting all these huge add-ons later on. And when Mario Party released, that didn't happen. And everyone was like, "Oh wait, they're gonna like surely they're not gonna just leave it with 4 boards." It's like this is such a tiny game. There's a lot of mini games. There's even this whole rhythm game shit that nobody ever plays. But I'm like, they won't leave it like this, and they did. And then they updated it with the online shit, and myself and others like, oh, this means we're finally gonna get new boards, even if it's paid DLC. But no, we're not. They're gonna release a whole new game. That's kind of upsetting. So yeah, I'm on board, you know, with Webb that we don't have that we don't have like just an update to the old one. Now I'm gonna do is fucking eat that cartridge. What does it matter anymore? What good is that cartridge to me anymore? Just fucking.
No, if you want to play those 4 boards.
I know those 4
boards. Or that
boards.
game with your friends.
There's actually a really bad board in that Mario Party game, Super Mario Party, the first one, the one for the Switch. There's this board where it's like 4 fruits, and the bridges collapse if you cross them too many times. If that happens early on in your game, you're pretty much fucked. Like, you'll get stuck on islands, and that's so annoying. I've seen YouTubers, like streamers, not that we streamed it too, by the way, like myself and Jordan, but I've seen ourselves, and I've seen other streamers do it. They get stuck, and it's like they're playing 10 rounds when nothing's happening, when trying to hop to the islands using pipes, because the fucking bridges are gone. But anyways, are you gonna get it when it comes out? Whenever it comes out?
Yes.
Because it's 5, count them 5, N64 boards, from the old days, from the first 3. I've actually never played Mario Party 3, so if they get anything from Mario Party 3, that's all gonna be new to me. I've only played the first 2. I think, yeah, I played the fuck out of them too. I still have those cartridges like right behind me. If I didn't want to make a mess, I'd just pull them out. But yeah, are you excited for Advance Wars?
I'll be real with you. I never played that series.
So Advance Wars is
same, but I am excited.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited to play it for the first time because I try to get into it. I have the games for the Game Boy Advance, but I never really got into it. Now, no one in the U.S. I think knows this at all, but there was a little old game called Famicom Wars that came out in whatever the fuck year it came out, 86. I'm gonna just throw a number out there and guess. It's called Famicom Wars, and that was the first Wars game. And when by the way, the NES was known as the Famicom in Japan, the family computer. And then when the SNES came out, it was known as the Super Famicom in Japan. When they released a sequel to Famicom Wars, they called it Super Famicom Wars. So, and then when they released the Game Boy, they called it Game Boy Wars. So you get what I'm getting at here. So when the Game Boy Advance came out, they called it Advance Wars. And for reasons, because the game became kind of a hit in the US, they stopped that naming thing. So when they released it, like for the DS, it was called Advance Wars DS, which sounds stupid. And that's my Advance Wars rant. Sorry, no one ever hears that.
1988
is the year it came out.
First released.
By the way, fun fact: Advance Wars inspired intelligence systems to make Fire Emblem. So you have them to thank for that. I mean, like that.
Yeah,
series.
someone did tell us that in our chat today.
Yeah, it was the game that, because the original Fire Emblem, which by the way they released on the Switch, but it was only available for like 2 months. So if you didn't buy it, you're screwed. I did, but that game was like basically like, hey, what if Famicom Wars was medieval and had a gay it had a guy named Marth. I don't know if he's gay, but it had a guy named, actually I think canonically is not, because he has like a love interest in that game, but still it has a guy named Marth. He could be gay. I don't know. All gays unite and play Fire Emblem. Speaking of which, I think all the newer Fire Emblem games do. I keep saying gays. All the new Fire Emblem games have gay routes. No joke, they really do. All of them.
Based.
Do. Yeah.
Based. I wanna be gay with a girl.
Exactly. Everyone's favorite thing was to get with like Hilda, or like well, you can only get with Hilda if you're in her house. I forgot what house she's from. I think like the blue one, whatever the blue lions. I think I've got that right. Or you can go with Edelgard, you know, and so on. But yeah, is the flare jump rope in the game? What's the flare jump rope?
He's talking about Mario Party.
Oh, I remember that minigame. No, what I want to know, sorry to jump back to Mario Party. What I want to know is if those minigames from the first game are in there, the ones that made you do this to your fucking analog stick and destroy your hand. Like you're like, ah yeah, let me just go in a circle a bunch. Sorry, that's my Pro controller. That's just like ready on my table right there. My Switch is not there, but my Pro controller is. Anyways, what else did Nintendo announce, Nyaru? Do you remember off the top of your head? I'm looking at the thing right now.
Definitely not Pokemon.
Dread.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Dread.
Okay, let's be real here. Nyaru, do you remember Metroid Dread?
Wait, Dread was a game?
No, well,
like an actual...
okay. It was a rumored game or a canceled game or something from like 20 years ago. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, see,
I didn't know that actually.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I did know this, but it was so long ago, and even at the time, it was like here and there and gone. I'd forgotten. Because like all the headlines and all the reactions, like, because I was watching this live, in the chat, all the reactions were like, Dread. I think even JD
Among Us.
Huh?
Among Us.
Chungus Among Us. No. In the chat, everyone. Let's be honest. Sorry. Everyone was all like, Dread lives. Dread lives. Even JD wrote this in the notes. Metroid Dread lives. I'm like, does anyone remember? And at first I was like, what are they talking about? And I had to Google it, and I'm like, oh, I remember that. But that was fucking when I was a kid. It's like, I've forgotten about that. But yeah, it was an old... Apparently they made that... They put that name out there, and everyone's like, oh, they're working on a new game called Metroid Dread. And then it just never got released. It's supposed to be, It is like Metroid 5, as in, like, a sequel to Fusion, which was, like, for the Game Boy Advance. It's a new Metroid game. Which, by the way, I'm not into the Metroid lore. So where does that leave the Prime games? Are the Prime games... I can't say Prime. Were the Prime games prequels?
I believe they're interquels between either 1 and 2 or 2 and 3.
Oh, okay. Because I was confused by that. I'm like, wait, so this is 5. Then what are the Prime games? Are they not? And then I'm pretty sure Other M is an interquel because I think that has the baby, and that's what everybody kind of it, like the baby. But
yeah, it's between Super and Fusion.
So I'm just like, what does that leave that? But yeah, and Smash. If you play Smash, Nyaru, and I don't mean Smash in your, like, on your second date, but if you play Smash, smashing your mom.
Smashing your mom.
I'm like, that was a better one. I should have said instead of the date thing. Kazuya is coming to Smash from Tekken. The character,
yes.
I don't remember. I don't even know who that is. He's not the one I know. I know Heihachi, and I think isn't Kazuya his son? But anyways, I don't Tekken lore. So I'm offending someone by being confused by this. But I'm like, Kazuya, really? It's like a Tekken. I mean, no, sorry, Tekken, really? Because Tekken seems like Tekken is kind of known as the technical fighting game, no pun intended. And it's like, I just find it funny that like Smash, I guess Smash it kind of is too. By the way, I'm bad at both games, but Smash is kind of known as like the kind of button masher. Give it to a 5-year-old and they'll press anything and something cool will still happen. I'm sure I'm offending a billion Smash players by saying that, but yeah.
Yeah, but Manuel, now I can live out my Street Fighter versus Tekken versus King of Fighters versus all dreams.
Like Terry versus Ryu versus Kazuya. What was the other one you said?
Arms.
Versus May. Is it May? But yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah. Anyways. I don't know. I find one of a funny Smash story. This is a small little anecdote. When I was younger, first of all, I've never known how to play Smash. I'm really bad at it, and it's actually pretty funny to play against me because everyone I know who plays, like, is at least kind of decent. They can just kick my ass right away. But when I was younger, the GameCube game came out, which is Brawl. No, Melee. Sorry, I offended someone else by saying that. Melee, which is the one that everyone loves, by the way. But to the point where they keep releasing game controllers so people can still use that controller. But that game came out, and a friend of mine was in love with that game. And he brought it over to my house to play. I had it too, but he brought it over to my house to play. We were playing it, and at some point I was getting bored of it. I'm like, can we play like Mario Party? Because like that's way better. It's like, this is just a button masher. And you would think I like punched his dog or something like that, because he got really depressed and sad, and actually started crying because I called the game a button masher. I'm not exaggerating, by the way. This really happened. This is not like, yeah, that happened / Reddit or whatever the fuck. And it got to the point where his friend who was there with him was so offended he had like defend his honor, and he's like a pro Smash player basically, and just came and beat my ass. He's like, yeah, button masher, hot button masher. And I'm like, you didn't prove anything. You beat me. Like, I don't know how to play this game. I beat him. I beat the one who started crying when I called it a button masher. But yeah, people are that obsessed with Smash, and I'm pretty sure that's not uncommon. Anyways,
it's not uncommon.
Would you cry if I called your favorite game a button masher, Nyaru? Would you cry, Haru? Really? I saw you mentioned the thing. New Mario Golf. Oh
yeah, Mario Golf. I'm gonna get that.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was already out.
It's coming out in
I thought your mom was already out, but you know what?
I thought your... Yeah, I had nothing. Your mom was already out. No, but I thought it was already out. That's the one that apparently has an RPG mode, kinda, in it as well, again, like the old games. But yeah. Oh, the DLC... Well, the Skyward Sword. But there's DLC coming out for the Zelda game, the Warriors one.
And everyone was upset about it.
Yeah, okay. Now, we're jumping to the end, but there's actually a few more things we're going to back up in a second. But I love that because they were like, and now for the last thing, and everybody expecting Nintendo to reveal the Switch Pro or something else or whatever the game that they were hoping for. But even though they said the last thing, what they should have said, I don't know if it was a bad translation or whatever, what they should have said was, here's our last series of games, or our last like segment, because they actually revealed 3 different things in this last part. But the way they phrased it, as if, and then they started with a DLC, it probably made everyone mad. And I saw it in the comments, everybody was just like, they're closing with fucking, I think even Pleiades was in our GTL chat. It's like, they're closing with Zelda Warriors DLC, which they technically still did, but they had more to announce. They showed off Breath of the Wild 2 gameplay for the first time, which was okay looking, I guess. It looked like Skyward Sword, didn't it?
Yeah. A little, I guess.
Because there's the dead-ass scene where Link's like... Well, fun fact, before we came live, I saw a Kotaku article where they were claiming that it might have been Zelda. Who knows? I don't really care. I don't care that to deep dive the trailer, tear it apart that much. But I'll say it's Link. But there's this scene where Link's like dead-ass, like spread-eagled, like diving through the clouds. That looks like it could have just been a scene from Skyward Sword. I'm like, wait, is this Skyward? And then like, the Hyrule Castle gets brought into the sky, and there's some dungeons in the sky. A lot of it's in the sky. But yeah. By the way, it
wasn't a good trailer.
Yeah, it wasn't.
The re-release of Skyward Sword.
Oh, there's the release of Skyward Sword. Yeah, the HD one.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's intentional, just for those that couldn't hear me when I was whispering.
There's it's funny not to spoil the Warriors game, because I don't think anyone's gonna play it if they haven't already. But the game gets very meta, and they actually say this in game. Like the characters say this, like Zelda. I think it's Zelda who says it, like out loud, that they created a new timeline. because like there's like similar to Ocarina of Time. There's now There's another two Zelda timeline. One where they lost that war in the past, and one where they won it, like against that first Ganon. So once that game came out, like once again, this is a very small crowd because nobody really played that game to the end, I think, or even cared to talk about it. There were a lot of Zelda fans that I would like. I saw on YouTube who are all like, maybe the sequel's about this. Because that dead king they showed beneath the castle looks kind of like the sorcerer, like the necromancer, who's like the main villain in the Warriors game. And it's like, I think that's him. And who knows if that is, but anyways. Because technically he would still be alive if they won the war. But anyways, and everybody was thinking that Breath of the Wild 2 was going to be like that storyline. What happened next. Which I guess it still could be. But yeah, but it kind of killed everyone's hopes that it was going to follow that new Warriors timeline. Which would be weird if they followed a sort of sidequel game or like an alternate universe one. There's a lot of timelines. Yeah, there's a lot of timelines. Speaking of Ocarina of Time, I think there's 4 timelines. I know I said 2, but there's actually 4 timelines.
3.
Oh, 3? Yeah, there's one where the kid just lost in the past. Or that's the one that Majora's Mask followed. Anyways, whatever.
No, it's they stop Ganondorf as a kid.
Oh, is that what it is?
He stops Ganon as an adult, or he loses to Ganon
as an adult. Yeah, I guess if he lost to Ganon as a kid, that just led to the adult path. But yeah, which is the game, by the way. Which is the game you play when he loses to him as a kid. But oops. So what else is there? Let me see. There's the Fatal Frame game's coming out for the Switch.
I never played Fatal Frame, and I heard of that game before. And looking at the trailer, I definitely want to play it.
No. Now, 2 things about that game. One, I'm a dumbass and I bought it for the Wii U recently. Like, not like yesterday, but I bought it for the Wii U like in January. Because I was afraid they were going to close the Wii U store down soon, which it still might. And I was like, I want to get that game because I think it'll never be released anywhere else. And it's kind of hard to like get Nintendo games, like eShop games, hacked. Not to say I would do that anyway, so I'm just going to buy it. It cost me $60 fucking. And I bought it for the Wii U, and I have not played it. And now they announced this, and I'm fucking upset. 2, the Wii U game, the Wii U has a camera, and it's used in the game. So I'm confused on how any conversion is going to get over that. And not only did it use the camera, but it also used the gamepad. Like, you would go like this to move the camera, and you might be like, yeah, you do that with the Switch. But no, the TV was still showing something else. So I'm just confused on how that's going to work entirely. They're going to have to, like, rework the entire game.
Yeah, my best guess would be just using, like, the Joy-Cons as an aiming
but, like,
thing.
There were literally 2 screens in that game. And nobody knows this, I think, because nobody ever played the original, because that was for the Wii U. But basically, it used 2... It was like playing a DS game, kind of. Like, there's a bottom screen and the top screen. But, by the way, there was a Fatal Frame game for the 3DS as well, called Spirit Camera. Like, no one played. But yeah, Maiden of Black Water is coming to Switch, and that's it. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is also coming out, but nobody cares about Shin Megami Tensei except for me. I think that's it. Let's move on. They're making did they already release it? Because I saw your announcement, Nyaru. There's a Top Gun.
Huh?
Oh, we're moving on to Microsoft, by the way. There's a
oh yeah, Top Gun. Top Gun DLC for Flight Simulator. I'm actually legit gonna dust off my Flight Sim gear, plug it all in, and play it when it comes out. Like the day it comes out, I'm planning it.
Please tell me you're gonna blast Kenny Loggins.
I know. No, there was a podcast, and I say like a podcast, but like I think you've done it for real on stream, where like you like know the entire Top Gun soundtrack, don't you? Like from like start to end, basically. It's
Take my breath away.
No, the favorite one is the one that, like, I'm not gonna lie, I never knew about it until AVGN pointed it out. But there's that song Mighty Wings that sounds just like the Ken song from Street Fighter 2. It's like
yes.
You know, like whatever. And it's like on the Mighty Wings fly. It's a Cheap Trick song, and it's funny because I don't remember that song at all from the movie. I need to watch that movie again. But yeah, it's a great movie, great soundtrack. Final Countdown's also in the movie. I don't know if it's in the soundtrack, but yeah, Final Countdown, you know, and so on. But anyways, yeah, they're Flight Sim Top Gun crossover, which confuses me. I didn't watch the Microsoft.
Why does that confuse you? The movie's coming out in November.
Do you fight things in Flight Simulator now? I'm confused. Or
You just fly the plane. It's not that deep, Manuel.
Oh, okay, so you just fly a jet, like a Tomcat or whatever.
Yes. Yes, and your little character is Maverick.
Oh my god. But yeah, I found that funny. I'm like, that was the first thing I thought. I'm like, wait, is Flight Sim like now a fighting game? Not, you know, fighting as in like you kill things, not like, you know, Street Fighter. But I mean, I'm like, yeah, you're gonna like blow down like fucking vaguely Russian other planes or whatever, because that was what the plot kind of was. But yeah. And
to answer your question, Manuel, the final countdown is on the Top Gun soundtrack.
Oh, it is. Did you sing that too? It's the final countdown.
Final countdown. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
It's like second from the end.
Oh shit. There's the Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh wait, by the way, real fast, I just saw this as I was scrolling down the notes. We didn't even talk about the Mario and Rabbids sequel. I don't really care about that game.
I don't really care about that either.
What I found funny, I think Sylvia put it best. Sylvia from Peachy Parade. I was looking at it. I was going through Twitter earlier, and she tweeted it out. She's like, who is a Mario and Rabbids player, like, out there? Like, I want to see what you look like. I do too, because I don't believe you exist.
I want to see what you look like. Yes. Me too.
I don't believe you exist, because it's like, who are you? Who is Ubisoft making these games for? It's like, I don't believe you exist until I find one of you and like talk to you. I don't believe it. This is a tax fraud write-off. Otherwise, as far as I'm concerned, like
I'll be real with you. That's probably what this whole series is.
I mean, that's probably exactly what it is. It's like Ubisoft is hiding its like illegal French money, because I think they're French, but yeah, and they're hiding their baguette money. Was that racist?
Yes. It's racist against the French, so no one cares.
I realized after I said that, I'm like, wait, I think that was racist. Sorry if I offended anyone. I don't think that's the worst thing I could have said about, like, I mean, I would buy a... Anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm just digging a little deeper.
Also,
that was offensive.
Kingdom Battle, the original one, is apparently the best-selling game on the Switch that wasn't published by Nintendo.
Really? So who are you? I repeat
they're kids. I feel like the people who play
Minecraft?
The Mario Rabbids, and the reason why we don't see them online is because they're all like kids, like 10 and under.
Yeah, remember the rabbits are like minions for video games.
Oh my god, you know that's yeah. It's like another thing about that. Who plays the Rabbids games? Like fucking people say Minecraft or like fucking Roblox. You know, I only found out, like, mind you, like, this wasn't, like, yesterday, but I was only, like, I don't think I mentioned this at all, like, on any live show or anything like that. It was only, like, last year that I learned that sound that, like, I can't even do it. It's from Roblox. I've seen that in, like, you know, like, I was only recently I found out that's from Roblox.
Yeah, I thought it was a Minecraft thing for the longest time.
I'm like, how did they make that sound? That must have been in the beta or something like that, because it's been like, people use it, like, in edits or, like, on YouTube, or, like, it's a reaction.
I use it all the time.
So, yeah, like, I've heard it countless times for years, and it wasn't until, like, at some point, I think somebody was talking about Roblox, or, like, the only good thing Roblox ever did was the falling sound, or whatever the fuck it was, and then they did the oomph, and I'm like, that's from and then I googled it and I found the whole thing out, and I'm like, oh my god. But then again, I'm not 10, so I've never played Roblox. Sorry if you're not 10 and you play Roblox, but yeah.
What the fuck is a Roblox?
Exactly, I don't know what a Roblox is. It's like Minecraft, but like I think there's like more money involved. I don't know, I'm just guessing.
It's like an online game making platform too, so you can make like your own games within it.
Like 10. What are they making?
Yeah, it's not the most complicated.
What are they making? Barbie Goes to School?
Yeah, exactly. Barbie Goes to School.
There are apparently a lot of games and a lot of people making games with it. So there are probably going to be a lot of designers coming out of that in the next 20 years or so.
I want Barbie Go. There's going to be a lot of designers who know exactly what Roblox is, and we're just talking shit. Oops. Anyways, what else is let's see. Psychonauts 2 is coming out. I did not know about that. Now, okay, Psychonauts
coming out this year.
I'm sure Nyaru doesn't know what Psychonauts is.
I don't know what that is at all, and it does not look interesting to me at all.
Okay, I didn't like the first Psychonauts game. Okay, let me start again. Now, Psychonauts is a game made by Tim Schafer, who more famously was involved in the Monkey Island games, or the first couple. I don't think he wrote those, but like he was involved somehow. He was a LucasArts guy, and recently he was kind of involved in a lot of pseudo scams. Like, I call them pseudo scams because I don't know if they actually were or not, of like these weird crowdfunding schemes. And I could have sworn he crowdfunded Psychonauts 2 like fucking 10 years ago or something. How was that barely coming out?
He did, but then they got bought up by Microsoft.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so that's that. A new Halo Infinite is releasing this holiday. Is Halo Infinite an actual Halo game? Is it one of those like? Is it a compilation?
It's Halo 6.
Oh, it's Halo 6. Now, I don't know if you ever played Halo, Nyaru. I used to talk so much shit about Halo when I was younger.
My dad played Halo.
Is your dad fucking like Bill Gates? I'm serious. Like, the more you keep
No.
Nyaru's actually like
He just played Halo. That's it. He's a school teacher. He's actually gonna be a superintendent soon.
He's Bill Gates. Anyways, but no, it's funny because I talked so much shit about Halo because it was kind of like, it was one of the games that made Xbox like, you know, like huge, only in the US, mind you. I have this whole thing, I'm not gonna get into it now, but there's a lot of companies and franchises that signed on for the Xbox 360 because that was kind of a hit in Japan, but it wasn't a hit in Japan still. So a lot of companies and franchises actually were like lost because of that. It's the reason Koei bought out Tecmo, by the way. Fun fact, I'm not even making that up. It's the reason Tecmo technically doesn't exist anymore, is because they went and backed the Xbox, especially the 360, and then got screwed because nobody bought it in Japan. But anyways, I hated the game. And recently I played the first Halo, which I'm sure has aged badly in general, but I played the first Halo and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm one of those because I talk shit about a game I never played, but this is actually pretty good. So I felt like I want to apologize to all the kids in school I made fun of for liking Halo, and it's actually pretty good. I don't know. Anyways, Halo Infinite's coming. I'm sure Halo Infinite sucks though. I'm gonna just call that out right now because I know the internet and the internet.
I have a friend working on that game. Please.
Oh, sorry. Well, I just know that the internet does not like current Halo.
The internet doesn't like anything. Yeah, I thought we knew this.
Is Nyaru dad Superintendent Chalmers? Are you Is your dad Super Nintendo Chalmers?
Who's Superintendent Chalmers?
He's the one from The Simpsons. But there was a very famous. I actually watched it last night, not because of this. I've been rewatching Simpsons randomly on Disney Plus, and that episode.
Oh,
you
know what I've been rewatching?
Night.
Actually, you know what I've been rewatching? I've been rewatching Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and that's been a very amazing experience.
Wait, where's that on? Or are you just like watching it?
Hulu and HBO Max.
I need to
and HBO Max.
Well, I have Hulu. I don't have HBO. Sorry, I'm not rich. I'm not rich like Nyaru who could afford.
Actually, I steal my Hulu. Or no, I steal both my Hulu and my HBO Max from my family.
Oh well.
So thank you.
Okay, well that's a. I mean, your dad is Bill Gates, so that would make sense.
He's a super. Yeah, maybe the Bill Gates of a fucking school system in Texas because no one wants to fucking do shit, and he's the only one who wants to get shit done around here. But that's another rant for another day.
So he's but what you're trying to say is he's not going to be the superintendent. He's going to be Super Nintendo Chalmers. That was a line from that Simpsons episode, or a random Simpsons episode, where like Ralph is all like hi Principal Skinner, hi Super Nintendo Chalmers. I think he's like playing on a fucking
Super Nintendo.
Yeah, he's like on an Apple II, like playing some cat. It's some game where he's spelling out cat, but yeah. It's a Coleco actually. I remember that because he's like, it's a Coleco. Like this thing will rust up on you like that. But anyways. I have not been offered something. Wait, in order. Oh yeah. Weston's all like, I'll share my HBO Max with you, and he's like, what do you have to offer? And I'm not gonna lie, I just haven't offered anything. It's not even like we can't come to a deal. But yeah. Well, we'll talk because I want to watch Dune, and Dune premieres on HBO Max like in like 2 months. But anyways, Halo Infinite, Age of Empires 4. That's it. Well, this is Microsoft. I guess that makes sense. Age of Empires. Now Slime Rancher 2, isn't that a porn game, or am I confusing that with something else?
No.
Hello?
That's a very wholesome game.
That's a very wholesome game.
I like how I'm offending everyone by saying this. I thought it was a porn game. Isn't there a game where you like have sex with slimes? I'm not making this up. I'm being dead ass serious. I'm not just trying to be like an asshole. Slime Rancher hentai.
Probably, but it's not Slime Rancher.
Okay, I'm coming up like actual porn from this game, which somebody just made. Now, if anyone knows what game I might be thinking about, please let me know. But I thought Slime Rancher was a porn game. So what is this? Slime Rancher is a first-person life simulation game.
It's just a sim game where you just collect little slimes and you ranch them.
Is this like Harvest Moon but Slime Edition?
Yes.
But yeah, Slime Rancher 2 is coming out in 2022 apparently. So I only know this. I'm looking this up right now. Oh wow, this is like one of the highest. This is one of the highest reviewed games of all time. It's like has a 4.8 like across the board on whatever Google's using here, and then its scores are off the charts, and I'm like, isn't that porn? Sorry, I really thought it was. Even when I read the notes, I was going over them before we started. I didn't say it out loud, but in my head, I'm like, isn't Slime Rancher 2 a porn game? I mean, Slime Rancher 1, not Slime Rancher 2.
In what dimension? In seriously, what dimension?
34th dimension, obviously.
Yeah, real 34. Because I was about to say, like, when I typed in Slime Rancher hentai game, I did not see a game that I think it was, but there is Slime Rancher, like, porn, like, out there. Like, I assume from this exact game.
What the fuck?
Well, I'm not surprised by that. Like, I'm sure there's fucking Psychonauts porn. I'm sure of that.
Ew, that's even worse. I'd rather see the Slime Rancher.
I'm sure
porn
there's
now.
Rabbids porn.
Oh god.
That's disgusting.
Still rather see the Slime Rancher.
Oh my god. But anyways, reading on about here, what else is there? There's Aiden Chronicles. Now that's a game that I haven't heard in a while. That's the game that's a spiritual successor to Suikoden. And what's funny about that in a lot of ways is one, Suikoden is not, well, I don't know, maybe it's some bullshit in the US where Konami like licensed that name, but Suikoden isn't an original name. And I don't mean that like as in like people thought of it before. I mean, it's literally like calling a game the Bible and then releasing it. Because Suikoden is a novel, an ancient Chinese novel, and that's what they call it in Japan. It's called The Water Margin, and I talked about it on DTL. So that's a real title from a thing. And the story is adapted from that as well, the 180 Stars of Destiny. So I don't know why they're going through all this rigmarole of making a spiritual successor. Just make it into the Suikoden game. Just call it Outlaws of the Marsh and make the same game. You don't have to like bullshit and like pussyfoot and like make some other shit. Anyways, it got pushed back to 2023. I smell another Kickstarter game that's not going to deliver. I'm just saying. I'm just calling it like I see it. Because you didn't write this here, JD, but one of the reasons why it's not coming out is they're going to release a small game that comes out the year before. So they're working on 2 games now. Like 2 distinct games. And yeah, it just sounds like either feature creep is happening or typical, they don't know what they're doing.
Believe me, it's probably feature scope creep.
Yeah.
That happens way too much working on games.
So
I have first-hand experience of that.
So I'm not surprised that it's pushed back, but this is why, as far as I'm concerned, you could. Sorry if this like offends anyone out there, but like the game will still be made, and I'm not going to convince anyone. I really think I will never, and I don't think anyone else should, but I would never back a game anymore. I've done it before. Back a game, and because this shit like this always happens. It always happens, unless it's a game that's already getting released and they're just like pre-ordering basically, like, cause yeah. I was also disappointed by that fucking Castlevania thing. So Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. So, and that's the only good example anyone can ever talk about. And it's the one I'm like, I didn't like that. But anyways, Nyaru, don't kickstart your game.
What game?
Every time I see something Chinese Journey to the West, I think of Manuel the China Boo. Thank you.
China Boo.
They actually just released a game for the Switch called Sun Wukong vs. Robots. I'm not sure who made it. I'm scared to shovelware, so I don't want to buy it. But it just got released a couple days ago for the Switch. It's like $3.99, which also scares me because I'm like, it has to be shovelware. But it's supposedly a Metroidvania. If anyone has played Sun Wukong vs. Robots, let me know because I really want to buy it. But can't enjoy anything anymore. Yeah, I'm glad I ruined China for you.
China.
I was gonna try to do it the way like Trump always says China. I can't even do it.
Yes, I want to do it,
yeah,
but I'm scared.
Well, I'm scared to do it too, because I want people to think that I'm like... It's just funny the way he says it. Doesn't matter whether I hate the guy or not. But yeah, that's a story for another day. That's a topic for another day, I mean to say. What else is here? There's a Sea of Thieves, Pirates of the Caribbean crossover, which sounds cool. I've wanted to play Sea of Thieves. I just haven't got around to it. It's I think it's not Xbox only. It's not on Microsoft, is it? Like Windows, I mean.
It's on the PC.
Oh shit! I should play it then. It just looked interesting. It's a supposed, because I've heard like it's not as open world as you think. It's an open world like pirate game, isn't it? Like kind of like Uncharted Waters, like I mentioned. Like not as simmy as that one, but still, it sounds like my cup of tea. What else? I think that's all that's here for. What's A Plague's Tale?
That was a horror game where set during like a plague. There were a bunch of rats.
Oh,
that's about all I know of it.
I was gonna say, is that a tale of 2020? I probably shouldn't joke about that, but I'm like, that's what it feels like. It's like, what? A Plague's Tale Requiem. It seems like a bad time to release that. I wouldn't want to play A Plague's Tale. Like, you mean the life we're still living? By the way, I only see this because I keep scrolling up to like, so I don't lose my track of my place in line in the dock. But we didn't mention Danganronpa is getting a collection for the Switch, and I am excited for that.
I genuinely don't care.
What? You don't like Danganronpa?
No. That's some Zoomer stuff.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I really like that game because I was the nerd who downloaded the fan translation for the PSP long before there was any official release. So I played that game like to all fuck like way early on before there was even an anime, and I loved it. And then when I started going to anime cons, like more like going to all the cons, sometime around 2014, 2015 was the worst of it. You would see it was when I first discovered the Ask panels, like as in ASK, the Ask panels.
Oh god.
Which you don't see as much anymore. Because I think cons...
Well, thank God you don't.
Because cons, thank God, have started to, like, not ban them, like, that's too strong of a word, but they don't encourage them anymore. Because, like... But, yeah, I just see so... I guess because you have, like, you instantly have a cast of characters that everyone can do. But it was just so annoying going... Like, I went to a Danganronpa panel thinking I was going to an actual Danganronpa panel where, like, people were going to talk about the franchise and, like, have a meaningful discussion. And I walk into, like, a bunch of, like, 15-year-old weebs doing their best, like, role-playing as the characters, and, like, you know, that kind of cringe, like, it was so cringe, and it happened to me twice, and it just, yeah. So Danganronpa is kind of ruined for me for that, but I do want to play all the games again. I've only played the first one, so for all I know, the other ones suck, and I've only played the flan translation. So yeah, the fan translation. It's funny because Pleiades has been talking about doing an OnlyFans, but for cooking, and fucking what's her name, Callie, calls it an OnlyFans, and that's been like a running joke for like about a year now. Yeah, she's like, so like every so often she'll share a cooking thing with Pleiades. She's like, here, it's for your OnlyFans, and yeah, and like Pleiades didn't say that. She just keeps calling it an OnlyFans, but yeah. Anyways, I guess that's it. So let's move on to Squeenix. By the way, I hate people say Squeenix. That's one of my pet peeves. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before.
Sorry, my R key is broken on my laptop.
Oh, the R key? Oh! But God damn it. I hate people say Squeenix. It's Square Enix, by the way. But yeah, Square Enix. I also hate the name Square Enix. Because, as I've mentioned many a time, this is like, I'm going to do the mini version of this rant I always do. Square doesn't exist anymore. Enix does. And that's why Square publishes shit like Guardians of the Galaxy these days. So I think a more proper name would be Enix Square. And I know that doesn't sound as catchy, so that's why they don't call it that. But yeah. But yeah, they spent so much time on their fucking thing talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Did you watch that, Nyaru?
It wasn't like half of that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it because I was doing IdleCon events this past weekend too, and they did not need to spend that much time.
No, you know what the worst part is? You know what the worst part about it is? Is that it's a Guardians of the Galaxy game. Yes, it is, and it's a licensed Guardians. It's official. It's not like Homeboys of the Universe. It's not like, you know, something like that. I don't know why I said Homeboys of the Guardians. But anyways, it's not like that. But they only have the license to, like, the comics, I guess, not the movies. So it's this weird...
Huh.
it's this weird like bootleg. It looks bootleg because in this day and age, especially after fucking Avengers, nobody knows. I mean, nobody knows. Everyone knows these characters as a certain way. They know, like, you know, Rocket Raccoon looks like this. They know Drax looks like this. I don't know if Drax is even in. Yeah, he was. But yeah, so on.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think Groot was, right? But
no, he is.
Groot was in there.
I'm fucking blind. Apparently, I didn't watch the trailer. Apparently, I'm just lying. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's the core team from the movies. So it's.
But
like,
they're all like they're all new. Not well. They have to be new. They're all like. They might be comic. I don't read the comics, so I'm sorry if I offended anyone by saying this. For all I know, they're like comic models, and they're on brand for that. But they're not on brand for the movies, and that's the part that I think is weird. It's like they put all this time promoting it, I can't be the only one who thinks this because I see a lot of reactions that way too. It's all like, because obviously Square's not going to publicize the fact that, like, oh, by the way, this isn't based on the movie. They're not going to mention that at all. But people seem confused on Twitter. I remember when I was scrolling through Twitter after that presentation. We get into the more better part that Square presented too. But people were confused. It's like, wait, this doesn't look right. Is that Rocket Raccoon? Like, who is that? You know? So yeah. And the voices, obviously.
Like the only one.
Huh?
Yeah, obviously the voices, but the only one that really looks terribly off to me is Star-Lord.
Oh,
it's more
Star-Lord's
like
the worst one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like he looks like a completely different actor, and I can't remember his name, but he looks like nothing like Chris. And I was like,
Star-Lord looks like because it's a person, so Star-Lord looks like someone else. I don't mean like he looks different. I mean he looks like another person. It's in like another real person. So yeah, that's the weird.
You fools! You can't capture the stunt doubles.
But yeah, but Square also they spent a lot of their trailer going on. Oh, first of all, you don't have it written here, but they had the Last of Us remaster. Not the Last of Us.
Oh
sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
I saw Rare. There was a Rare Studio we got.
What's the? Not Last of Us. What's it called?
Life is Strange.
There you go. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, Last of Us. Is there if there was a Last of Us remaster, we don't know because that would have been in the Sony presentation.
But on the PS4.
Yeah. But I meant Life is Strange. By the way, I've always gotten those two confused. Not that they're any way similar, but just because the titles are vaguely, because they both begin with an L and they both have a similar cadence to the way they're spoken. But yeah, Life is Strange. There's a Life is Strange remaster, and I don't think it's as bad as the memes make it seem, but there's memes where it's all like, Life is Strange, like, you know, 20 whatever year it came out, Life is Strange remaster. It's the same thing but darker. Because I've always been meh on remasters of such new games, because it's all like, is it really a remaster if the original was like me? Okay, I guess a remaster is a different word than HD, but I mean, it was already in HD. What are you exactly changing here? You know?
Apparently fixed a lot of the lip sync, because that was like one of the main criticisms of the first, says that the lip sync just did not match the dialogue.
It's kind of annoying.
I don't know if it's because they recorded it in French first and it didn't match the English, or just because they didn't have the tech because they were working on such a small budget.
They recorded it in French first? Who the fuck made this game? Well, I know. I
believe they're a French studio.
Ubisoft. No, Ubisoft would have published it themselves. But is it? No, I'm not gonna say it again. I almost brought up the joke again, but differently. I'm just ragging on the French today. Anyways.
Yes, Nod is a French studio.
something baguette. So don't laugh. The way you started laughing, because there's a little laugh, then it comes. Don't do that.
Now we're just laughing at the fact that we're laughing.
Oh, Life is Strange Remaster and we got Recolor. That's what I make fun of. Wait, huh? Recolors?
It's True Colors.
True Colors?
Like the song True Colors? Yes.
That sounds weird, but anyways, Square Enix used to be cool when it was Squaresoft. Yeah. Tell me about it. It's funny because like people have made YouTube videos ever since like 15 came out. They're like, what happened to Square? They used to release a Final Fantasy game every year almost. There was a time when 9, 10, and 11 came out a year each. And I think, by the way, fun fact, 11 came out before 12. No one ever, I mean, sorry. 11 came out before 10. Of course 11 came out before 12. But 11 came out before 10. Nobody ever talks about that. But it was 9, 10, and 11 all came out within a year of each other, like 2000, 2001, 2002. And they're all like, why did that stop? And I'm like, look at the history. Look at what happened that changed. Because Square does, say it with me, everyone, Square doesn't exist anymore. Anyway.
That, and they probably went through like a bunch of ideas for 13 before they finally got
what they
were going for.
Let's not get started on the Crystal
and the
Fabula,
shift in console.
Fabula Crystal Novalis, or the fuck that fucking whole thing was supposed to be called. And then their obsession with 7. Let's not get started with that either. But they announced a 1 through 6 pixel remaster, which is confusing. Mind you, we get the Square press releases, so I read all the copy pasta they had to say about it, and I'm still confused if these are 1-to-1 the original releases or not. It sounds like they are, but who would want to play Final Fantasy 2 or even 1 in the original versions? I don't think anyone would. It's like, and I don't think, and they would say if these were like the PSP or the Game Boy versions, and not all of them have PSP and Game Boy versions. Like 3 has no version, but the 3D remake. So it's really confusing what versions these are, and Square hasn't said. I honestly think Square's waiting to see what the reaction is, and then they're going to release something. Also, I've mentioned this many times in the past. Square is doing that thing that everyone who is a real Square fan should hate, where they're releasing it on mobile devices as well, because what that means, and by the way, mobile and Steam, what that means is that we're not getting. By the way, most people are going to play this on mobile. They're going to play them on a PC. What this means is we're not getting a Steam release. What we're getting is we're getting an Android release ported to Steam. It's always on the lowest common denominator. That goes for any port, I guess, but still.
Thanks,
we're getting a mobile version. We're getting a mobile game, and we're paying for it. So no, I'm done. That's it. That's kidding. That's the end of the podcast, guys. No, but the other thing, did you see this?
Okay.
Nyaru? Did you see this, Nyaru?
Okay, bye.
No! Nyaru would actually leave. They're doing Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Did you see that? Because that's the other big meme.
Nope.
What?
I didn't see that.
That's the big meme. Like, the trailer didn't show... Okay. First of all, this is another mini manual rant. There's already a Final Fantasy game, and I know it's a compilation, but there's already a game called Final Fantasy Origin. You can't do that twice, guys. And I know it's a compilation of 1 and 2, so technically it's still like... Oh, but yeah. And I know it's called Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, whatever the fuck. But still, Team Ninja's working on this. They're the people behind Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. You know, from Tecmo Koei. Koei Tecmo. I'm not sure how they actually legally changed their name around like more than once. So I'm not sure what they're officially called right now. If it's Koei Tecmo or Tecmo Koei. I think it's Koei Tecmo. But anyways, have you seen the character designs, Nyaru? Go Google Final Fantasy Origin Strangers of Paradise or whatever the fuck. Go Google it right now.
I'm not interested. I'll be real.
Go
like,
no.
That one guy who just seems to be wearing a regular like T-shirt or whatever.
They're all okay.
Everyone else is dressed like.
Yeah, he looks like he just walked in off the street. Like,
okay,
it's not even like hipster casual. It's like when they did the mocap. The dude who was doing the mocap was like, oh, I'm kind of feel a little sick today, so I'm bumming it today. Just wore jeans and a t-shirt that I slept in. Don't use this actually. I know you don't wear that when you actually mocap. You'd wear a suit, but still, like,
yeah,
don't. It's like, don't actually put this in the game. And then Square didn't get that memo, and they put it in the game because it's like, what the fuck is this? It looks like some dude was like I said, this is his sleeping clothes. He woke up, got a sword, and like, I'm gonna go on an adventure. And I'm confused on what the placement is. Apparently, this is the origin of Final Fantasy 1, but it looks like, except for the guy who's kind of wearing armor in one scene, it looks like, well, he's wearing armor, I mean, in general. I mean, like, it looks like they're dressed like they came off the streets of New York on top of that, because they're all wearing, like, sneakers. So, what is this game?
Maybe they got isekai.
Yeah, they got isekai. I saw your note in there. I'm like, what is this game?
sorry, it was a Yen Press noting that there's a similar titled like novel they publish.
Oh, is there really?
It's not like the same title, but it's something similar.
Anyways, I just realized there's a lot more I want to talk about, and we're not running out of time, but I still want to talk about it. So we'll move on. TLDR, go Google that and tell us what you think about those costumes. They look like shit. I'm gonna hold out hope for the game. Mark my words, the character designs will probably magically change, just like the way they changed for like 15 when it first got released. Not first got released, but like first got announced till when it got released. Now the limited run games thing. Now they're doing 2 more River City Girls games, and I know.
Oh, they're doing one and bringing the original or the like Kai Bancho, whatever it's called, the original like ones with Kyoko and Misako as Zero.
Wait, so where was that game? Was that already there?
It was released in Japan only. I think if you get the secret ending they mentioned this game.
Oh wait!
Spoiler alert! There's a secret ending to River City Girls.
So wait, there was already a girl version of River City.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. This is news to me. By the way, I was making fun of this.
Yeah, so it's like a.
Is it a remake or is it
like
the original?
Remaster release?
Oh, okay.
It's a upscaled release of the original.
I was making fun of this to. I don't think it was even to you. I did do it to you as well. But I mean, I think we were like on a DTL or something like that when I was just mentioning it. Like, there's so many of these Kunio-kun games. I think is the actual franchise name. It's just ridiculous. And then the characters also appear in other shit, kind of like Mario. So it's just like, oh my god, there's just too many games in this series. And I'm like, it's gonna happen to River City Girls itself now. But yeah, there's a part 2, and there's the first one. So yeah. But interestingly enough, now you made a list of all the shit that's coming out. The limited run games is releasing, right? Nyaru, do you know?
Yes.
Do you know Plumbers Don't Wear Ties? I just need to ask you if you know that game.
Never heard of it.
Really? So Plumbers Don't Wear Ties is an FMV game. I don't know if you can call it FMV game because there's like 2 FMVs and the rest is pictures. But it's an FMV game that came out for the 3DO originally, and it was meant to be like a porn game. There's actually a lot more like porn games than this one. But there was only like 2 scenes that even had nudity. You had to use a code to see the nudity. But AVGN covered it, and other people have covered it. But they're releasing that. They're releasing that now for the what's it coming out for? Everything. It's coming out for the PS4, the PS5, the Switch. It's coming out for the Switch. It's gonna be on a Nintendo console and PC. Just like who are these games for? They're also releasing the original Rondo of Blood for the TurboGrafx CD. And I don't mean that they're releasing it, like, for PS4. I mean, they're printing a TurboGrafx CD version. And I'm like, and I know it's going to sell. I know it's going to be worth a ton of money. I probably should buy one for investment purposes. But that just seems like you're manufacturing a collectible. And those always seem like, to me. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason why you should buy that.
I mean, I think they are doing Rondo along with.
But they are doing. They are
4 or 5. I can't remember which PlayStation is.
Yeah, they are doing that as well. But I mean, they're also releasing just the original Rondo for, like, playable on the TurboGrafx. For all 10 of you that still have a working TurboGrafx CD. Yeah. There's also Zombies Eat My Neighbors, Ghoul Patrol. What else do you have? Oh, Zombies Eat My Neighbors is a really good game. You should play that, Nyaru. They're that would be a fun multiplayer game you could play on your stream or something if that has online.
And they're making Genesis carts for that, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
I have it listed as coming out on the Genesis.
I don't see. That goes back to what I always said. I remember when they released the Lion King games; those had physical releases too. Like, but these games were already on the Genesis. Like, they already have cartridges. Like, I don't get why would you buy these? Do these have any value compared to those? Just buy the original. And I might be wrong.
Part of a collector's edition, I assume.
I might be wrong, but I think Zombies Ate My Neighbors isn't even one of the rare games for the system. I think you could buy one for like $30-40. Like, and I'm assuming it's high end. Like, yeah. I don't know. For all I know, I'm wrong. But yeah. Controversy going under, blah, 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 whatever. Bandai Namco did announce bullshit. That's whatever. What else am I not reading here? There's a Blood Rain game. Oh, we skipped Capcom. Capcom has Resident Evil 8 DLC. Monster Hunter Monster Hunter stories.
Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. That sounds like something you would say in your fucking your Texan accent.
Monster Hunt. Wait, hold on. Monster. I can't do it. I'm too tired.
It's funny. I'm not saying this to rag on. Actually, by the way, our homie also been on UPs in the past. Galaxy Girl Pida released. Did she release her EP already? But she released her EP like recently, or will release it soon. I heard some of it like on Twitter a couple weeks ago. But I remember it was always a running joke. I said it to her, by the way. It's like I've ever hid this from her. It's always like it was a running joke because like when she was on the podcast, I mentioned her accent, like how her accent was like. I think I was saying it was charming or something like that, but she got really like nervous about it, and she even like made a Facebook status. She's like, "Guys, do I have an accent?" And everyone says she did it, and I'm like, "My God, everyone's lying to your face." Sorry, she's not here to defend herself, but I just thought it was funny. The accent, it's a nice accent. I just find it funny that people are in denial about their accents. I have an LA accent. Nyaru has a horrible fucking shitpost lord accent. So yeah. Are you okay?
Oh my God.
You went from lively to dying in like 10 minutes.
My allergies have been acting up.
Have you seen that meme where it's all like, "Are you really gonna let plant cum fuck you up?"
What the fuck?
So yeah,
that sounds like something I would say.
So yeah, you go look that meme up, or just put that out there. You can pretend you made it up.
Plant cum.
Apparently that meme hasn't really crossed over yet. But yeah, like, you're really gonna let plant cum fuck you up, which is technically not incorrect. So yeah, don't let the plant cum like get the better of you. Bandai Namco. I can't talk today. Bandai Namco. Wait, this feels like Final Fantasy Type 0 when it was. Oh yes, it is. Sorry, Lieutenant, about the thing. Bandai Namco has a game called. I said Namco again. They have a game called Pazuzu. Have a game called Pazuzu coming out, which is only interesting because Pazuzu is the demon from The Exorcist. That's all I have to say.
It's not Pazuzu.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
was about
Pazuzu.
to say,
it's the Dark Pictures House of Ash. Pazuzu's like the main villain of it.
I thought you were saying the House of Ass. Sorry.
Just to make sure that our audience gets the actual title.
Oh, I just see Pazuzu in the notes. There might have been a line break. Yeah, it's a line break. I'm just stupid and I don't know how to read. Oh, I see what you're saying. Soldiers tormented by Pazuzu. I'm stupid. I don't know how to read, and I just read Pazuzu
right back
because of the line break. Yeah, Pazuzu's the demon from The Exorcist, which is apparently also an ancient Mesopotamian demon. So I'm on the Pazuzu wiki. He was the king of demons of wind, brother of Humbaba, and son of the god Hanbi.
He was the brother of Humbaba?
Yeah, apparently that's what Wikipedia says.
Okay, sorry, I just remember that name from the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yeah, I was gonna say because this picture down here, I think it's Gilgamesh and Humbaba, but apparently you could also get Pazuzu in the Megami Tensei series. I do not remember seeing. Maybe I just never noticed the name.
I know it was in Devil Survivor.
It's Digital Devil Stories. Oh wait, no, sorry. It's in a ton of games, but apparently it's a major character in Digital Devil Stories. Sorry, I don't know how to read again. Apparently it's in Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. I do not remember there being a thing named Pazuzu in there. Anyways, sorry. I did not know there was a Pazuzu in fucking Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, which I actually like that game. Has a really good soundtrack. It's the one that everyone hates because it's like dumbass stupid. I mean simple. Stupid too, but it's dumbass simple, but nobody cares about Final Fantasy IV, which is just as easy. But anyways, I think that's it for the E3 nonsense. There was some fast news before we wrap up. There's Nyaru coming back. We'll probably jump up in a second. Wait, there's 5 Shantae games?
Hello.
What's up?
I'm back.
Yes.
They're releasing,
Shantae, Risky's Revenge, Pirate's Curse, Half Genie Hero, and 7 Sirens.
Oh shit! I didn't know there were that many. I never got into the Shantae games. Maybe because I'm just not much of a platform player. Like I like Mario, and I guess I kind of like Sonic, but I don't really like platformers. I come to this realization in my adultness
Yeah, like even with Metroid, like I as much as I love Metroid, I don't know, I didn't like how they kept like the side scrolling. So I'm like, man, platformers are fun, but I thought they would do something different with it, you know.
And I really like Mario specifically because Mario has such tight controls. I guess it depends on what character you play as, but it's just tight controls that it really. And by the way, I should also back up and say I only like 2D platformers. Really, I'm not a huge fan at all of 3D platformers. But yeah, I don't know. That's just funny. But I've never got to Shantae. That's the only thing I have to say about that.
Yeah, I've played everyone except the first one, and they're all really good, especially the latest two.
I had the first one on the Game Boy Color. I'm sure it's not worth much because I know that game's worth a ton of money. But my copy, I bought used around the time it came out. But it's a loose cartridge with like a pretty fucked up sticker. So I'm pretty sure it's worth like not as much as not the crazy money some of the other copies are worth. The Takeover is a funny game. It's a beat 'em up. It's meant to. It looks like a bootleg beat 'em up, but it's like made by I forgot who the fuck made it. But there's a bunch of YouTubers who are involved in it. I only know this because I kind of watch Matt McMuscles. I can't stand him the way he talks. He says he's one of the people who says Mario, and I brought that up on DTL last week. I can't stand people who say Mario. I know that's a regional dialect, but it still bothers the fuck out of me. It's like his name is Mario. Don't say Mario. Anyways, I can't stand him, but I do watch some of his series about like I think it's called the What Happened series, which is funny because he's the epitome of what me and Callie were talking about on DTL, where he doesn't write his videos. So I just wish whoever the fuck writes his videos fucking just left and did it for another YouTuber who I don't find annoying. Anyways, my point is he apparently is involved in the game. And also, Yuzo Koshiro did some of the music for the game. And I don't care about the Streets of Rage music, because that's what everyone goes on about. But he did the music for the first 2 East games, which is why I love him. I mean, he's a very famous composer. But anyways, Clam streamed Animal Crossing. I can't talk.
Yeah, they did it again like yesterday too.
They streamed Animal Crossing on YouTube. And they have a Dream Island. I'll put this in the chat, but you could also have it on everything else. It's I'm not even gonna try to type this. They have a Dream Island. I'm gonna go to that later on tonight. I haven't been to many Dream Islands.
Did you read the theme of it?
No, what is it? A concept. I want to go to Hoshinoya. Is Hoshinoya like their bootleg version of Yoshinoya? Because I do know Clamp. Now,
I might have spelled it wrong.
Oh, okay. You probably spelled. But it's funny if you didn't, because Clamp is very famous because they have in their universe they don't have McDonald's, they have Whackdonald's, and they don't have Denny's, they have like Danny's, and
Danny's.
These are recurring, like they're across the series. You know what I mean? Like it's not just like yeah, I mean, I guess it would be because it's the same people doing it, but it's just funny because I've seen memes about this. I don't think these are new memes. These are like memes from when I was like really young, and so like you're reading a Clap manga when they have to go to Whackdonald's and so on. So I don't know.
Okay,
that
I would have said,
yeah.
You're reading a Clamp manga when the page is half covered in falling.
Falling leaves, falling like your petals or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, they just love drawing that stuff.
Or when their legs make up like 80% of their body. It's not even just the legs sometimes. Like, all the proportions just seem wrong, and they're just really long. They might have really long necks sometimes.
It works for some, not for others.
Usually they have small torsos, though. Like, their torso is, like, only, like, 10% of their body. It's like, what? It's like, who drew this? It's funny, because I don't know much about art, but somebody was telling me about how many, like, apparently when you draw the circles, that's how you make a body, and I never knew this until like literally like 2 years ago when like Rachel and like someone else was on the podcast, and they were explaining to me like a body is 5 circles tall, like 1 circle's the head, 2 is whatever. I don't remember I'm sure I'm wrong about how many circles it is, but something like that. And so
it's
like
measured in like heads.
Yeah, and then that's and the Clamp ones are just like they put way too many circles in the legs. Anyways, if you ever look on a how to draw book and it starts with circles, they're not just trying to fuck with you, which I always felt like everyone makes the joke when they show the how to draw books, and it's like So you draw some circles, then you draw some lines, then you go to art school and you learn how to actually draw. Now, to me, I've always felt like, even when I was a kid, I used to make this joke, and nobody, as far as I know, nobody's made like this joke or this meme thing. I used to always feel that the circles and the lines things were just to get rid of the people who didn't know how to actually draw. And it was like, once we leave, a secret society of like actual artists come together, like, okay, forget the circles and the lines thing, this is how you actually draw. Because I've never seen anyone actually draw the circles. But then again, if you ever watch FAP on Friday, every other Friday, Jordan does draw circles and lines when he starts. So maybe it just depends on how traditional of an artist you are. Because a lot of artists, I see, they just start sketching, you know, like they just start drawing lines. Anyways, that was me off topic.
They also might just have enough skill to be able to do it.
Yeah. They're making a Bright, and do you remember Bright, Nyaru?
No.
Bright was a movie that Netflix released where like Will Smith was in it, and it was like, imagine if there was a high fantasy universe, but it was actually LA. Like, yeah, there were orcs, or there were like fairies and whatever, and
elves.
And there were a lot of very famous lines from this movie. I think he killed a fairy at some point, and he's like, "Fairy lives don't matter," or something like that, wasn't it?
Fairy lives don't matter today.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, imagine if that movie came out like a couple of years later. But like that would have been a much more controversial line. But yeah, there was that.
I mean, it came out in what, like 2017?
Yeah, I mean, like obviously that was a reference. For those who don't know, Black Lives Matter did not start last year, so it was a reference to that. But it was still like, it's like Will Smith. It's like, do you realize what you're making fun of there? But anyways, there was that line. There was also the whole thing, and I blame. It's funny that you brought this up because I forgot to bring this up during my my D&D rant. I won't go too far. I'm actually gonna leave this soon. I won't go back to the anime that's coming out, but that movie was one of the first ones that made a big point to like act like the orcs or people of color, and I'm like, don't get me started on that. But they basically made the orcs like people of color, which is funny because Will Smith is black and he's also in there. But anyways, they're making an anime, Nyaru. Can you believe that?
I guess. I don't know much about the series.
Oh, Will Smith is gonna. I'm sure Will Smith isn't in it, but Will Smith is gonna be an anime character. He might be in it.
No, well, it's a samurai now. They've taken it to ancient Japan.
Wait. Then how is it still bright?
And he's not fucking Yasuke, so.
I know. I'm reading the synopsis now. How is it still bright? This is just.
It seems to be the same basic plot, but now it's in Japan. So
yeah,
I guess this is a reverse Fistful of Dollars.
Oh yeah, it is the exact same plot, but now it's fucking in Japan. Okay, that's a bullshit. Sup, homies? What's up? What's up, Q? You missed most of the podcast. We talked about games, and we put a dream code, and we talked about Bright. Bright's fucking. I'm sure it's still on Netflix because Netflix produced it. That movie's terrible, though. Don't watch it. That movie was also kind of famous because it didn't use traditional script. Like, it's complicated, but they didn't have a screenwriter per se. They kind of had somebody write a story, and then everyone kind of just like not improv, but sort of. It was kind of like an Uwe Boll movie, but like with money behind it. Anyways, I think.
I mean. Yeah, terrible guy. I'm just gonna preface that. Max Landis wrote the original script, and then they just threw out lots of that for whatever reason.
Yeah, like there was this whole thing, and they actually made a big deal about that they did that because that was I don't know if anyone would know this who's not like kind of in the industry, like the film industry. Not that I really am per se, but I'm just saying like I don't know who would have really talked about it. But there was all this thing. It's like Bright is not using traditional script structure, and that was the whole like big thing. Like, will this change movies forever? No, it didn't. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's it. We'll wrap it up. What was your favorite thing from E3, Nyaru? We'll round robin this.
WarioWare.
Are you excited? Did they even give a date for that? Let me look that up real fast.
No.
Yeah, is it like...
Oh, wait, no. June, September 10th. September 10th.
Oh, so it's coming out this year.
Yeah, I think so. Hold on.
I love that Nintendo... I mean, whether they do it here or not, I do love that Nintendo does that. They actually kind of wait to announce shit, and then when they announce it, it's coming out like
soon.
Obviously, there's Breath of the Wild and like Metroid Prime 4.
On. It might not be coming out. Hold on.
Actually, let me
don't talk too much, and then I disappoint it.
Yeah, 2020 coming out.
Yeah, September 10th.
Yeah. It's called Get It Together. Get It Together, Nyaru. We didn't even mention that. I think it was in the notes, but yeah, the subtitle's called Get It Together. It's WarioWare Get It Together. That's a pretty clever title. Anyways, I get that. I've been trying to get the apartment to get a situation flows. Don't play Genshin. Don't be one of those. That's the only Chinese thing I don't do. The only Chinese thing I don't do. I'm sure there's many other Chinese things I don't do. That was a weird thing for me to say. I apologize. something bad.
Anyways, let's wrap up.
What was your favorite?
I'm hungry.
We're not done yet. What was your favorite? Well, we actually are done, but we're wrapping it up. What was your favorite E3 thing, JD?
2. You know how much I love River City Girls, and River City Girls 2 being announced is just one of my biggest announcements. And then also Metroid Dread this morning was just like, it lives! It lives!
You were one of the... Well, actually, I'm not going to lie. There's actually hundreds of people who seem to have remembered that. But I'm surprised there were that many. I'm just whatever. I guess now that I'm on the spot and I have to think of one thing, I guess there really wasn't one for like a be-all end-all that I was super happy about. I would have been excited for Fatal Frame if it wasn't the fact that I already bought it. I would have been excited for Megami Tensei 5 if it wasn't for the fact the trailer was really weak. I was actually really disappointed by that. And nobody else seemed to care about it. But then again, it's not Persona. I guess it would be the Mario Party Superstars game. But that also came with me being a little upset that this means that they're definitely not doing DLC for a fucking Super Mario Party. So RIP that game. Don't know if I'll even bother playing it from here on out because I'm like myself wait because that's coming out this year too. I think that comes out in October. It's definitely a holiday game. So holiday release I mean. So like I said, why bother? Yeah, I guess that's it. What else is there? That's it. And E3 is over, isn't it? Was it the last of the presentation?
Yeah, that was it. Today was the last day.
Yeah, today was the last day. Rest in peace, E3.
Happy E3. Happy Eternal Disappointment 3.
Eternal. Well, E3's always been on a downward spiral ever since, like, for a while. And there's all these talks about whether we need an E3 in the industry today. Obviously, Sony doesn't think so. So, even before the pandemic, Sony was like, yeah, we're not going to do E3s anymore, pretty much. So, who knows if there'll be an E3 in the future? I mean, I guess there always will be, even if it's just digital. Who knows if we'll ever get an in-person E3 the same way the old ones used to be. Turn of the century. Anyways, what's new with everyone else? What's new with you, Nyaru? What's coming up?
Nothing, actually. I would nothing that I can announce, at least.
Really?
Doing a lot of collabs this week. And, I mean, next month is going to be super busy for me, but like I said, it's nothing that I can announce currently. But otherwise, streaming. I'm going to do more 3D model stuff, hopefully starting next week. I want to have, like, a 3D week where I just use nothing but my 3D model. I think that would be cool. But I got to figure out content to, like, not just Ring Fit, but, like, other games I can play with, like, you know, full body tracking or something. You know, stuff like that. So, it's an easy week, though. I have some collabs coming up. Actually, I do have one thing I do want to announce. This week, me and Yodo are getting together for another VTMB session, but this time it is a reunion special. Where we'll be going back and looking at our favorite moments and clips of the VTMB playthrough we've been playing ever since the start of October last year. Because guess what? The week, like next week, is going to be the final, is like the final episode of the VTMB playthrough that we've been doing, because we are literally almost done with the game. Like, we had to stop ourselves like last week, because if we didn't stop ourselves, we would have kept going and finished it like last minute without even realizing it. But yeah, we're almost done. So this week we have some Q&A questions open if you want to send us some that are VTMB related or just us related. It doesn't really matter. And so it'll be hosted on her channel, so please do check it out. Oh, I have another announcement actually. So I am officially part of the Toho Lost Word Content Creator Program, and basically I guess I could say that they sponsor Toho Thursdays now. unofficially. Like,
Oh, nice.
it is low key there. But yeah, we're gonna be playing Touhou Lost Word and Unconnected Marketeers and Spell Bubble this coming Thursday. If you want to check that out too, we'll start at noon, pretty early, so we can get a lot in for Thursday. But yeah, come do dailies with me. Please download Touhou Lost Word. They are a very great mobile game, and if you are new to Touhou Project, this is a really great beginner's gateway into the series, where you just want to learn more about the characters, the story, get to know like just a little bit of like the personal side of the franchise, and then of course you can find yourself, you probably playing the mainline games in the near future. But I also play mainline games and fan-made games and third-party games from the Touhou Project franchise, so come check that out. Thank you. Links are on promo links are on my Twitch. Yeah.
Nice.
That's it.
Wow, a lot's going on with you. I thought, like, yeah, I have nothing to announce, and then it's like, by the way, I'm a partner with Touhou, and you know, like, basically. No, you're not a partner. You know what I mean? That's crazy. And everyone, is your Daki still for sale? Everyone go buy that. You can get naked Nyaru.
My Daki is actually still for sale. I think the order, I think for like this month they stopped taking orders. But I think, I don't know when their next order date is gonna be. Yeah, you can usually check like when's the best time to order them using their website. So yeah, you can go check that out and just go to like order status. They said around, oh okay, no, they already started. Oh no, wait, no, it just ended. The last batch from May just I think closed. So you gotta wait for the first June batch to come in, which I don't. It's probably be around like the 15th, 16th. In a couple of days.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone go buy one of those tomorrow. As for myself, tomorrow we're doing A to J Adventures. I can finally call it that again, because tomorrow we're not playing Wild Arms. We're taking a break. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons Chronicles of Mystara. It's a D&D beat 'em up, and we might play through the first game maybe a couple times. I remember that game taking a decent time to beat, even just once. So we'll probably just do one playthrough. Maybe we'll do two, because I think there are different. Well, there definitely are different routes. I'm not sure if there are different endings though. So we're playing that tomorrow. There's no FAP this Friday. I'm behind with all the A to J uploads on the YouTube channel. Oops, that's just my fault. The last week's FAP is up right now, but I guess like it's having problems. YouTube's having problems rendering it, so it's just taking a bit longer to publish that. And then the DTL will be published before Friday. But speaking of DTL, Saturday is DTL again, and I think Kelly should be back, so that'll be. She's been gone for like a month, because we skipped a week and she's been gone for 2 weeks. So yeah, tune into that. And that's myself, Callie, Warren. I think it's everyone. Everyone, like the main cast. Myself, Warren, Pleiades, Molly, and Callie. So tune into that. And that's it. JD, anything you want to announce? I guess. I keep forgetting you're actually here. Like, you know, they can hear you. You're not just a hidden voice.
Yeah, just I had so much to say about E3. I didn't want to be on camera just because the last time it went so
terribly.
It
killed the camera, yeah.
No, not really. Just working on my game stuff, looking for games jobs, and doing stuff around A to J.
Yeah.
Just being your friendly neighborhood modder man.
So that's that. What's that? JD, your friendly neighborhood modder man. That's that. Thank you all for watching. We had decent amount of people tonight. Nobody's. I think some of you have left already, but thank you for watching. Either way, if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, follow us and subscribe. If you're watching anywhere else, just keep watching. That's the end of it. Patreon.com/Connections. And shout out to Ed, Kenneth, and Joshua, our current patrons. Thank you all for watching. That's it. Good night. Thank you, JD, for sort of joining us tonight, and thank you, Nyaru, for coming again. And there you go. That's it. Good night. Peace out.
Bye bye.